Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to head into the second map of the second semi-finals here at DreamHack Masters in Marseille. It's Astralis versus Fnatic, and you did just see Flusher punishing his desk for the fact that they only got 5 rounds on the overpass, but it wasn't just that. It was
the fashion in which they only got 5 rounds was very, very hideous.
There's just almost no way to explain it. We should just move on, Moses. Let's not think about it. Let's not think about that first
map. Never really happens?
Never really happened.
Okay.
Just a fluke, and now we're going to go into map number 2, which will be on Mirage.
And it is important to know this is Fnatic's pick. The previous one that didn't happen was Astralis' pick, so Fnatic is going to be a little bit more comfortable on this map as well, with some of those individual plays that we know they like to make. Easier to get them done, easier to have those be more impactful, and you have a little bit more of individual decision-making that you can get away with, and I think that's what you need to kind of see out of this team. They need to be able to counter the ops. I hope they had a big, long talk about that, is, you know, when Device gets the AWP on the board, how are we going to take it away from him? How are we going to avoid it? How are we going to attack it?
I'm going to call it now, Moses.
Okay.
Flush is going to tear them apart this game.
You think Flush is going to have one of his?
Yeah, you can tell, like, when he's pounding this like that, he's not happy, you know what's going to happen next. So that's my prediction for this one.
Heavy lifting?
Heavy lifting and just lots of cheeky plays. And once Flusher's gone, you know JW's going to follow. He's not far behind. Crims you can always count on, so I don't even, you know.
That's something that actually that I can rely on this map. They did them in the knife round, so they're going to start on the CT side, as you see Astralis getting into their trademark huddle. But one thing, Crims plays at the top connector, right? And like that's the most important spot on this map. One of the most difficult spots in all of Counter-Strike, to be that defender at connector as you look towards window, as you look towards Palace, as you have to help at the A bomb site, as you have to help it, in middle. So to have one of your players who's been performing the best throughout this tournament in that position, that's going to help immensely on the defense.
You know, the Danish Prime Minister was watching Astralis play yesterday. I don't know if he was watching the whole thing, but he was certainly tweeting about it. So, you know, there's some attention from home as well for Astralis, just a little bit of added pressure, although it doesn't really seem to get to them, but yeah.
Do you think it's actually him, or do you think it's like his assistant that comes in and like writes up the tweet and is like, hey, you should tweet about this?
It's difficult, not to go into politics or anything, but he doesn't seem like the kind of guy who really cares enough to to want to fake it. Like, I think someone probably told him it's a good idea if you just check this out because people like it and it'll be popular. But I don't think it was that fake.
All right, cool.
So yeah, this would be interesting. Fnatic. I feel like they obviously have picked the hardest team in the tournament right now to play. So that's tough. But I feel like they want to make a statement that's more than what happened on the first map, right? Like they want to walk away from this saying we actually were more ready than that first map would suggest. Yeah,
you'd like that, wouldn't you? From what I've seen in this event, Astralis has looked like essentially the best team in the world. Just remember, we had what, like 10 or 12 of the top 15 teams here at this event, or something like that.
I think we had 8 out of 10 of them.
8 out of 10?
Yeah.
I think Astralis has looked like the best team at this event, and I mean, just in general, in recent times since the events, they've looked like the best team in the world, if you can even, I have no problem saying that. With the caveat that there's been, SK just had the roster changes, Cloud9 just had the roster changes, Liquid just had the roster changes, There's a lot of question marks still up in the air. It's been, what, I think, 4 weeks since our last major event, so this event here just serving to kind of set the stage for the rest of the year, an IEM stop, and also just answer some questions for us. Either way, a tough challenge for Fnatic, especially to rebound off a 5-16 loss in the opening map of this semi-final series here at DreamHack Masters. We're going to get started here on map 2. It is Mirage, and it's going to be Fnatic starting on the defense.
You can hear the crowd are definitely ready for this one. 2 smokes and a Molotov. Lots of good ways to use that, especially as you can tell it's going to be an A execute, so we'll see. It's Glaive that has it, and he's in the middle with the Molotov, so let's just see where it goes. That could be interesting, how long he saves it. One smoke going to be blocking off Lekro. He's not going to respect it, though, and it will be for the window. Now they're going to try and see if they can really put on the pressure. Dupree's already got taken down. Crims, but there is one good return, and that's Device taking down Lekro. It's still a 4-on-4, and Dave slowed it down. Sip is going to run into JW and spawn. He's just waiting. This is so smart. Sip is not ready for it, and he's going to be dropped with the bomb. Genius level play coming out from JW.
That is a really cool pistol. It's a shame it might not work out because of the play of JW. Device has got to get some work done over at this A bomb site. There is a progression of utility and flashbangs used by Astralis to get players in great positioning, and it's all been stumped And how do you get together if you're Astralis? For a team that's so focused on teamwork and working together, you can't do this anymore. You cannot grab the bomb as a unit. You have to have some individual victories, and Magic's going to start one off on JW, but he's really struggling with it. That's taking too much time. Nice work, JW, again with the second kill. And it's all on Glaive, a 1 versus 4.
Everything about what he did this round, JW, was just so good. Got the kill, but didn't stick around to defend the bomb, because that's a great way to get locked in. If you don't know where the rest are, you could definitely get stuck in that T-spawn, so he just moved out.
Yeah, there's no cover there as well, so you can get really crunched.
And if he had stood up earlier to fight Sip, there's always a chance that Sip would have sort of got back behind the ramp on the other side, and then he would have still got stuck. So he just picked everything at the perfect time. A little bit of a risk there against Magisk, but ultimately, great start for Fnatic. They've won 3 out of 3 pistol rounds so far.
That's one of these, yeah, that's crazy to think about. That's one of those individual plays we saw to JW just did that can work on Mirage that Fnatic really struggled to make work on Overpass. You have to keep your eyes peeled for that. Some aggression from Fnatic. I imagine they just discussed at the break between maps and just said, listen, we got to be a little bit less respectful of Astralis. Let's get in their face. Let's take some fights.
Yeah, it's like from yesterday, they got rid of the tactics and they were playing more individually. And from map 1 to map 2, they've said, let's play even more crazily. They won't expect it.
Well, silence across the map. 3 Deagles on the board. Oh, that's a nice find for Magic. JW getting caught out in the open, and Flush is going to be here. Jumping spots 1. The Molotov going to delay them from getting in towards window, but this has certainly got to make you feel a little nervous if you're Fnatic.
Sip up there with the Deagle, hoping to spot somebody out. Magisk gets a second kill on Flusher. This is a bit of a disaster right now. Golden has to stay alive. Shots are ringing through, actually through the balcony on top of him, so he's a little bit pressured. 37 seconds as they make their way towards the B-bomb side. Lekro is the nearest candidate to try and stop them, and he does have a UMP, and he's going to be on the site before they are. So this is all very good news for Fnatic. They can't let go of this round. Crim's going to get headshot, taking down Magisk. That's a little bit better. And, oh no! Lekro's going to get dropped. This is a big problem. Golden has the kit, and he's walking in through the kitchen, but if he gets dropped, then Crims won't even be able to pick up the kit. It's going to be too far away. Can he make his way out the window? He's certainly trying, waiting for it. It's a 2-on-3. That kit can definitely change the outcome of this round. Grim's going to be the one to open it up, making a little bit of noise down here, maybe forcing somebody into Golden's point of view, but now he's alone, 1 versus 3, and somehow Astralis have found the perfect way to get back into this round. The rotation was great, the fight against Lekro, and Golden is simply running out of time. He can't find all these players with this little time left. They're not showing themselves. They're not giving him anything to work with. It'll be 1-1, tied up.
That's so big for Astralis. Again, just pulling Magic out of nothing. Magic with 2 big kills in middle. That really seals the ability to rotate towards that B bomb site. And they book it over there before Fnatic's even kind of aware that it's a possibility. And when Lekro does eventually get there, UMP is not the best weapon for that kind of a fight, so great fights, but you have to say Flush and JW, certainly situations that, you know, maybe they shouldn't be in or shouldn't have lost.
Yeah, that's going to wear on you.
3 pistol rounds won in the series, Anders, and 6 rounds total so far.
Yeah, I can't even, it's just a bit weird, isn't it? So they do the hard work of winning the pistol, but then they don't get almost anything out of it. They fought into this round, see if it's going to work out. They have a very standard triangular setup on the A-bomb site. Golden flashed a lot, and I think they noticed him as well, so he's going to be in some trouble. He's going to get dropped, in fact. Magisk, the one to pick up the kill. And JW hoping for an opening. The smoke is going to fade. He sprays down 2, and is back around the corner. Those are big plays. Crim's going to be dropping Magisk, and Lekro long range. It's finally looking better. Fnatic bring it back. Good job.
Obviously a great play from JW, who's had a phenomenal start to this game between this round and the pistol round. The big thing, though, is the utility from Fnatic. As soon as the hit comes in for Astralis, as soon as the nades are flying over the wall, you can, I mean, the Molotov thrown towards Palace, smokes thrown towards that first blocks, the mountain boxes, and Astralis has just kind of stalled out of that hit. And you could see maybe they wanted to, you know, they had plenty of time to readjust towards mid or towards the other bomb site, but they'd used all their utility. They used all their nades at that A site, so it was kind of like, well, we kind of have to use this. We kind of have to go forward. Otherwise, we don't have the tools to attack other portions of the map. So
now they just have to hold on to it, Moses.
It's an early tactical timeout as well, by the way.
Yeah, really early. Wouldn't necessarily feel like it was a good time to do it, but they do have their own rhythm with doing this, Astralis. They take them sometimes. I mean, they sort of started the trend of doing it even after they win games or win rounds, you know? Just to, if it's close, if it's a bit of a high adrenaline round, they slow it down and make everyone calm down for a minute. So we shall see. 3 CSAT 75s and 2 Deagles to try and have an impact in this round. That's a good grenade.
That's really gonna Magisk, because I mean he's kind of forced to try and make a play. They'd soften him up, and Lekro's got a pretty nice off angle to shut down that kind of slow peek, and Flusha's gonna push up towards mid. He'll be able to find Glaive, sees the shoulder. Doesn't actually turn the corner though, doesn't know what's on the other side of it, does it when it's too late, and Glaive's already far back. So Astralis have gotten some Deagles in position to find some picks. You saw Magisk with one getting aggressive. You saw Device and Palace trying to catch someone falling back. Nothing comes from it except for a death of Flusha. He's overextended.
Yeah, he's going to be so angry. Like, those are the sorts of plays that you normally see Flusha make, and they just work, right? He gets the timing, he finds the way in, and now they're going to be gunning for the bomb side. Again, Lekro the only one here, and last time he didn't do a good enough job. This time, quite a bit of damage, but he still gets shot down, running in with the CSAT 75. I can't explain what's happening here.
Astralis just being so convincing on the calls that they make. That one pick onto Flusha, and they just book it over towards the B bomb site. A flash timing catches Lekro, and now a great opportunity for Astralis. And it could be a great disaster for Fnatic.
Shaping up to be that 3 versus 4, sorry. A little bit of damage put through. More coming in. Dupree with the flank as well. Sip going to be taking down JW. Oh my god, it's absolutely fallen apart here. Golden not even going to be able to make it out.
It's the double-edged sword of Fnatic in the individual plays. That one death from Flusha just thins out the defense. You can see on the minimap once he went down, there's no one there to support Lekro in this bomb site, and it's the struggle of being that B player. You never know when it's going to come, but you catch a weird flash timing, and all of a sudden you're on the back foot and you have no chance of recovering. It's hard to fault Lekro. You can obviously say against just the pistols he maybe should have been able to get one, but really awkward positions and awkward fights he's been in a couple times.
And they did have one good flashbang that they put on him as well. Yep. So, my god, I mean, this is heartbreaking even to watch. I mean, just you want to see Fnatic get a chance to build just a basic foundation, right? Just to get the AWP on JW, get enough of a buffer that you don't have your backs to the wall. They can't even get to that spot in the game right now. Astralis just aren't letting them.
They're almost not letting themselves, at least early on in this map, from what I've seen. Golden's going to be close up, though. Another chance to respond, and that nade is going to be a little bit late. Gives up his position as well. Only the SMG is completely blinded. A follow-up flashbang, but JW's there to create a crossfire. Still alive in the bomb site. Magisk is going to go down. Any more from JW would be great. Let's put him in a position, but all the rest of his teammates are blocked off by the smokes. The Deagles and the Scout have not been involved in the action. But look at actually Astralis. Everyone's bottlenecked into the site. They've got to bail out, and Flusha's going to punish Glaive.
Shot with the Deagle, he wants more, and he actually does do a little bit of tag on Dupree. A second hit comes in, so he's low on health now. No kit, but they're all right here. Fnatic, can they swing it back in their favor? This has been a very erratic beginning to the game. Let's see what they do. Dupree looking for the opening, overextends his position, and now Device. Oh my god! That's a lethal shot. They're going to be right on the bomb as well, with enough time for the defuse. And they just keep trading rounds back and forth. Yeah, they absolutely do. And I don't know how Fnatic has pulled this one off as well. This is, I mean, the Flusha with the Deagle to get that first pick there on a Glaive is huge. Follow-up shot on Device is super nice as well, but I don't think Device had a chance of winning that either. He was committing to the fight to try and keep himself safe from the CT spawn players. And, I mean, it's interesting that Astralis, I mean, both teams really can't win when they have the better weaponry. But this is going to be, look at this buy from Astralis. How have they managed to pull this off? Yeah, where does the money come from? I mean, there's not a lot of utility, right? But, I mean, certainly this AWP will catch someone off guard. No luck for Magisk. Another good grenade on him. He'd be a little bit angry about that. You could see Crim's almost walked into it. JW's holding an angle that I don't think he'd be holding if he knew about the AWP, because that's not necessarily a favorable fight. Although Glaive does not have any armor, he still picks up the kill on JW. This is emotionally a roller coaster ride right now. Ups and downs every single round. Golden gonna hit one good headshot, but it just doesn't matter. Astralis are back with vengeance, and how can you keep playing like this? I mean, for either team right now, this must be a little bit weird.
I think the problem is if you're Fnatic now, yeah, it's been great to go back and forth and kind of have this struggle early on, but if you're Fnatic, you need to save here. Astralis, they came into this round with the AK-47s with the AWP, obviously unexpected, but they're going to still have those in the next round. So they've actually built up money with that victory, even though it's their first one. There's plenty of in the bank for Astralis, so if you're Fnatic, you really need to make sure that your next buy is going to be really, really strong and that you can win cleanly enough to build on it. And I think they're going to buy into it, and that's a mistake. We'll see. But Astralis hasn't shown that they can actually win these rounds, which is weird.
No, I mean, for some odd reason, they keep falling just short, and Fnatic managed to pull out the route stops, so...
There's a lot of sunglasses in the crowd.
Yeah, inside.
Why is that happening? Hangovers?
Isn't there? Yeah, it could be. Maybe some of the talent. Grenades into the middle as they try and get a little bit of control. They do have a lot more utility this round, Astralis. Unlike some of the previous rounds where they really didn't, this time they can pick it all up. Glaive testing that corner in case anyone was going to be there. This is a wild game. No one's won more than one round in a row. There's been no consecutive rounds so far. Astralis hoping they can be the first to make it happen. If they can, they're going to be so far ahead in this game.
Yeah, this could be a huge, huge death blow to Fnatic. Although it might be turning in the other favor at the moment. All the early damage has gone on to Astralis, onto Dupree and Glaive. The mid-presence and the pop-up catwalk haven't worked at all. Flusha now retaking it, so he's got some information. Sivnik's going to rotate back towards A. He's in CT spawn, or I mean T-spawn, excuse me, with the bomb, and actually now reconvening. So again, they're going to go back towards Lekro, who they've taken advantage of a couple different times throughout this half so far.
He's got to start to feel the pressure in just a couple of seconds here. Flusha's close on by with the CSET 75, but they don't have any grenades. That would have been a great headshot to get. Now he's pushing on to the site, and they're going to use grenades to force him back into it. He's got almost nowhere he can stand right now. He still picks up a headshot. A second kill for Lekro. Great defense being put up, but they've lost JW as well in the meantime. Still, low health here on Astralis. This might swing back again. What kind of crazy circus have we got into, Moses? This is just all over the place. There's the kill for Crims, taking down Magus, and now Sip alone, 1 versus 3. Fnatic, they don't want to let this one go, and Sip gonna get overrun. They're back in it. 4 rounds for Fnatic. Unbelievable beginning to map number 2.
I don't know how they've made this work. This is so incredible, but Astralis is going to be fine with this. This is the scary part for Fnatic. This kind of grind down game works in the favor of the T side, and they still have plenty to buy. Lekra, we just mentioned, he's had a couple rough rounds at this B bomb site. That one is great from him with the Deagle. Opening 2 kills. Even Crims finding Device with a Scout USB combo.
Yeah, you even saw a little wintry smile creep across Lekro's face there at the end. He knew he did a good job.
This might help though. Fnatic, they at least they're salvaging the AWP on JW. They've salvaged an AK-47, so they get some help with their money. And I just don't know what the answer is for Astralis anymore if they can't win against those pistols. They've been stumped a couple times now. Now they no longer get those easy opponents.
Just a ridiculous tug of war at the beginning of this game. That normally this is not how it plays out. I don't think I've ever seen it going this far. We see people trade rounds sometimes in the beginning, but
I wonder
not
what
the
the
first
record
7.
is. Yeah, I wonder what the record is.
I think we're going to be close to hitting it, at least in a high-level game like this on LAN. Flush up. Putting up a smoke. Are they going to... Oh, they run through it. He's ready for it, though, and he actually does a fair bit of damage. Long range here, Lekro, again, testing him all the time. They're relentless, but that grenade helped him out. Put him up himself. He can't get the second one, but he did something. Didn't just go down this time. Now it's a 3-on-3.
This flank is huge. Golden's got to win this battle against Glaive, but he's not able to do it. And it might go back one more time, Anders.
Come on. This can't be real. Look at Astralis. They're actually boosting up on the... Oh, yeah, Sip is up on that box, so you'd never check for this. If you're defusing that bomb, you don't think someone's going to be peeking from that angle. There's just almost no way that you could guess it coming. Krim's trying to find the last targets. He's going to be dropped, and it will go the other way. The circus continues, Moses. Bring out the elephants and all. This is unbelievable.
Oh, this is unreal. Astralis able to take one more away. 4-4, all tied up. Back and forth we go. I have no explanation. Odd. I mean, obviously, just a good trade. That's all you can do in that smoke plumes. That was the battle that sealed it, I think. Golden trying to make the flank happen, but if you can't win that fight, you have a one-front retake, and Astralis was so prepared. Just this is why I said a couple rounds ago, this favors the T side, though, Astralis. Look at the buy that Fnatic can pull out. They only have pistols again, and even though it's worked for them in the past, at some point it's all going to collapse. As I say that, though, Golden, a double kill behind the smoke, picks up the AK-47, and it's all been stopped again.
Oh, I love this. This is great. Good job on Golden. I mean, he obviously just controlled it very well. He couldn't really see much of what was going on, but he managed to get those 2 kills in and...
Didn't even know the second kill. It
doesn't matter, Moses.
It happens for him.
Oh, that was great timing on the smoke. Cancelling out the Molotov, and 3 versus 5. I think need to really focus and make sure they win this round, because there's a lot riding on it at the moment. And even if they have the lead, they don't want to get too giddy and suddenly make a mistake. JW with the AWP, we haven't really seen him have a chance at all to put it to good use.
I'm wondering if this is going to be a fake glaive over in those B halls with the bomb, and actually, I mean, not really much anymore. Dupree with 1 kill. Glaive is so far away. And Dupree now tagged down. Flushin knows it as well with the pistol out. Flushin could get caught. He's going to go for that fight. Doesn't need to take that, and Astralis trying to figure out which bomb site they want to hit exactly. It doesn't really matter. JW, this is long range with the AWP, and Golden, he started it with 2, and he's going to finish it here. So 9 rounds straight, back and forth. No one been able to win 2 in a row.
Speaking of which, Golden has 10, 1, and 5, and currently top on the scoreboard. So big change for him in since the first map, where he didn't really even show up. So 5-4, Moses. You just continue. I'm fine. This is fine. It's all good.
It's all fine.
All fine. And Astralis economy, once again, put to the test a lot. They are not going to go for any kind of a save. They want to put the pressure on, and they've been having a great time in the B-bomb side. I think they know by now that Lekro is not feeling confident, and they could maybe guess that he doesn't have all the grenades in the world, so the pressure is back again. Let's see what Lekro does. Hiding in the corner this time with the FAMAS as they jump down. Flusher with 2 big headshots. Almost shooting at his teammate there, but Lekro's going to follow it up, and this time Astralis simply get crushed in the B-bomb site. No entry at all. Glaive is going to be the last one left, and there's obviously nothing he can do at this point. Just hoping to get anything, but Lekro and Flusher combine for a perfect defense, and it's changed, Moses.
It has shattered. The streak, the curse has broken. 2 in a row for Fnatic as we finally end things.
Can we get normal Counter-Strike
Yeah,
now?
a return to sanity, at least for the moment. Nice job from Flusha getting the first 2 kills, jumping out before the smokes actually plume. Might have been a small mistake on timing for Astralis, but yeah, back to no armor, back to Glocks. Back and forth is all well and good, but they've suffered the worst of it. Have to sit 1 round out as the losing bonus obviously isn't going to be built up.
I feel like Fnatic should have taken time out after this and just be like...
Start dancing or something?
Yeah, just anything like that. That's a lot of energy you had to put into the first 10 rounds of the half here.
Especially when you consider it puts a bigger strain on that CT side, and they're playing, you know, with 1 map down. That was really, really tough. I mean, playing for their tournament life for a chance in the grand finals, all while having to fight mostly with just pistols.
They celebrate with beating up on the Danish people, which is always a favorite thing for the Swedes. It's good stuff.
Do they usually win those battles?
I don't know. It's been a while. It's been a couple of 100 years, I think, since we really.
Who won the last one?
I think sadly for Denmark, the end of all of that was us losing all of our territory. We overreached Moses. We had so much going on, and we just wanted a bit more and a little bit more, and then suddenly it just all went away.
Yeah.
Luckily, I haven't inherited any of those traits, so
yeah, definitely.
So I'm fine.
Obviously.
7-4, and Glaive going to be pushing into the middle. He actually did hear that and was ready to try and get a little bit of punish in on Flusher or Electro, who are playing up on that catwalk. Crims far forward in the connector. If they win this round, Fnatic, then it's time to celebrate a little bit.
Yeah, then they'll be sitting very, very nice. I think they'd be a big fan of that. Mid control goes the way of Astralis, but actually JW is still testing it. Oh, surely not. Surely that's not how that kill happened. I do not want to see that whatsoever. That would be insanity. Flusher going to lose out to Glaive, but he's brought him low. JW certainly has to be, again, heading towards this B bomb site. They feel a weakness there. JW's on the way over. Again, it's only Lekro, though, for the moment. He's at the van, and he gets that opening kill on the Magus. Now JW's gotten into position. He's got to pick one off. There's the jump, the leg shot as well. He knows they're going to string into the bomb site. This is really awkward for JW. No good answers on how to play this. Everyone low on the Astralis side. And it's all onto this pistol. Golden's here as well. And he's got all three important ones towards Catwalk to help Fnatic secure an advantage in this map.
What a heroic performance from Golden right now. I mean, he's really stepping it up. 15-5, his scoreline. Oh, no, please don't.
Through the smoke as well.
What
that
the
is...
fuck?
That is the dumbest thing I've seen in so long.
I just don't even know what to say. This is out of control, isn't it? Oh, run boost into the middle, and Device actually did get a kill behind it. Oh my god. Fnatic are back, ladies and gentlemen. I honestly, if you can't respect the effort that Fnatic have put into this first half of this game, like, they had to fight for every single round, and somehow they've done it. I'm beside myself. So I think this is really impressive. Yeah,
but I mean, this is like the old Fnatic where they're just winning. They won rounds to start this game that you feel like they shouldn't have. Like, you know, the old trend, if you were just new to Counter-Strike, was that Fnatic team down the stretch, they would always win one round at some point that they should never be able to win. And here they won like 4 of them to open the half. Now hitting shots they should never hit. And actually, Lekro's lucky to get away with his life, but mates perfectly for JW. Another stellar shot from him. This time he was firmly planted on the ground.
Magus has picked up the SG 553, which he's one of those odd characters that actually can make it work. And
he's made it work on this very map.
Yeah, we'll see if it's going to be one more time. Plenty of time left still for Astralis to make up their mind, but they are a man down, and that double-up setup could be great. Fnatic, I'm just... If we get a third map right now, third map's Inferno as well. It's the best third map to ever have, isn't it?
It is the greatest of all third maps, and we'll have to see if they can take us there. Obviously, right now, it's looking good. That's a nicely timed Molotov. Magus is going to be forced away from the fight. Utility out towards mountain boxes to slow down this hit. Crims has gotten in a good position.
That's a big jump down, and Meg is still going to win the fight somehow. 50 seconds on the clock, and see if Astralis can bring it back. 4 rounds doesn't seem like that much right now. They need a little bit more on the board in this first half, and this could be a round where they could make it happen. But Golden is back again with a headshot, taking down Sip. And they are stuck on the bomb side. Astralis, they're not moving anywhere. This is very bad news. They need to find a way in. Meg is just going to go down. Flusher, make it a triple, taking down the last of Astralis for 10 rounds. And the Swedish team resurrecting themselves here on map number 2. This is really something.
They've gotten 6 in a row, and that time they do such a good job of stalling out this hit long enough to where all the smokes, all the utility of Astralis, it disappears. And then they just can't cross into the bomb site. There's a double-up setup. There's an M4 at every single angle. Golden does a great job delaying, drops a Molotov inside the site. Even if they were to make it there, they couldn't plant safely. Ooh. Nice nade. That timing is so good.
Yeah, get absolutely nuked. Flusher will go down to Glaive. Wow, okay. He actually sat on it as well. Trying for a boost in through the window. JW's gonna obviously no scope that. No! Cut that out right now.
Might as well go for it if you got the other one. JW doing some work in window, rotating just in time for that smoke to fade. He's still there. Crims has got to be careful. He's got Device behind him as the smoke gets put up. Did see Zipnix on that A ramp, and again, Glaive going to be working his way up catwalk at the B bomb site. This is going to be a huge duel. I think that's Lekro with the other AWP. I think he'll get caught off guard. Device certainly saw that barrel. Here comes the peak. Glaive finds that kill. Device with another one. All of a sudden, it's downhill, but JW still at an off angle, ready to punish, and the bomb is dropped on catwalk. Astralis can't take advantage of any of these kills, but they could build upon them.
Yeah, this is really unfortunate. They are going to get the kill there. That's important. 30 seconds still left. As JW is going to be alone 1 versus 2. They pick up the bomb, and they will start to make their way towards... Well, they're actually thinking about it now. They go back, and JW is already waiting here. Oh, he misses the chance. That might have been it, and Sip will take him down. That was a big opportunity. 10-5, and we'll check in with Stunner at halftime.
Definitely halftime, isn't it? And there's such a moment here for Fnatic. They have battled back, and they finally find themselves in the fight where they should be. But ultimately, they do have just a little bit of a time ahead of them, perhaps going to a third map. But Marseille has been nothing but riveting. I don't know if you can see this, but perhaps we make a little noise here, Marseille. Okay. We got some Counter-Strike fans out here. Let's go ahead and kick it back to the guys so we can lock down this last half.
Yeah, what a great crowd. Guys showing up early. Not always easy to get audience in the arena early, but they've been here from the beginning. 10-5 is the scoreline as we head into the second half. And can we have a normal start, Moses? Can we have just a regular old Counter-Strike beginning? Somebody wins a pistol, they win the next 2 rounds, and we see what happens.
I don't know. I've never felt like I was going to mentally break down during a live broadcast. I think it'd be kind of cool to just see what happens.
Yeah, lose your mind a little bit. Yeah, I'm sure between me and the rest of the talent, we'll bring you back. Like we'll offer some emotional support, and
you guys would just push me farther over the edge. I know you guys well enough at this point.
We got your back, little Momo.
10-5 in the favor of Fnatic. A great recovery in that first half. And look at this. They just want to get it started. One flashbang over. They didn't even really do anything to Magic. They're going to stop and take this fight. Deagle and P250 on Lekro and Flusher, respectively. Hasn't gotten involved, but the bomb's not committed this time either. The bomb's actually falling back. And somehow Fnatic is going to make all this presence and then fall away. JW, he's going to be crunched upon, but somehow finds that kill. Now knows where Device is as well, but there's Glaive to put him down.
That's a nice shot. Magus is well, Glaive one more time.
This pistol round is so confusing.
It really is all over the place, right? Like, there might have been a singular plan for Fnatic somewhere, but we never got to see it really. And, well, this bomb still goes down. That's actually kind of, I mean, all things considered, it's kind of big news.
I don't know what the plan was there for Fnatic.
I think they got shut down before we got to see what it might have been. Like, we just...
No, but the bomb was there at A, right? And they got 3 players up, and then they dropped the bomb back, and JW's in mid. I guess they were trying to find a way to pinch towards window room and jungle and connect at the B bomb site, but that's a big risk, and obviously a lot of moving pieces there that get picked off before they can make it happen.
Please don't buy. Please don't buy.
No, they got the plant. Don't worry, we have 1 more round.
Yeah, you say that, but given the madness that was happening earlier, I was... I'm glad they did not buy, not just because of the return to sanity, but also because they have a pretty big ground lead, so they should build on it instead of just, you know, rolling the dice, as it were.
Well, 1 nade from Zipnix.
They don't feel welcome.
No.
There are easier ways to tell someone you don't want them to...
Than lobbing grenades?
Yeah.
Maybe, I mean, questionable how effective they all are.
A little sign on the door says no entry, no trespassing.
Didn't work for Shrek. Nice kills for Astralis.
They didn't get the message the first time, and now they definitely did.
Zipnix had 3 assists there.
Didn't even land on the couch, Moses. Didn't even land on that sofa.
I mean, if you're not going to be very welcoming, if you want people to get away, why would you even have the couch?
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. Good point. 10-7 now, and it will be a bye for Fnatic with all AKs and respectable grenades. I wish they had more Molotovs, just because there is just so many places on Mirage that you need to check, and Molotovs are great.
Look at Dupree, gets blinded at the worst possible moment. He's going to get punished. Glaive does some residual damage to JW after equalizing, but that gives Fnatic pretty decent mid control. Looked like they wanted to take control of Catwalk and have a fast split towards that B bomb site. Flusha and Crims in those halls with the bomb as well. Still a chance for it. Not a lot of utility. They've got to clear out Device. There's a smoke in their way.
This is where you want to see why Fnatic picked this map, right? The T side is where they get to show a little bit of their art and a little bit of their craft, and maybe they can make their way through. JW's gone down to Device, and now Sip. Oh, the timing's not really with him. He's actually in a really strange position now, and you can tell he's going to get overrun. He moved out just as they walked in there, and that was never going to be a good situation for him. Glaive is going to be next in line. Flusher with a double. And this is, I mean, you can hardly overstate how big this is for Fnatic. First buy round they get. Gonna be up at 11. Magisk and Device just have to fall back.
It's good that Fnatic win this round as well, because you're not going to see too many times where you attack the B bomb site where Xyp9x makes a misplay, an unforced error of that nature. Usually very, very good in these scenarios. One of the best B defenders we have across the scene and one of the more difficult bomb sites. So a gift for Fnatic that they're going to capitalize on. It'll be an 11th round. And with the rebuy coming in the next for Astralis, they'll have a chance at resetting. I imagine Device will drop this M4 over and try and get an AWP in his hands. But Fnatic could take a pretty commanding lead. Actually, he's not going to have enough money for the AWP, so that's a little bit of a disaster.
Doesn't it just look so cool, the effect on the screen? Flusher coming out of the fire and flames when the bomb goes up. That's well done. Good job, DreamHack. Someone's put real work into that.
DreamHack always has cool stuff like that.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, so as you said, unforced error. Yeah, someone should do more. I think there's been a couple of tutorials about how to play the bomb side. Someone should do more and maybe do a tutorial on that headshot as well. That was if you can replicate that, that's good news.
How to hit a headshot top mid. Nice shot from Lekro down to 10 HP. Glaive did do want to return with that pesky M4. Able to clean it up. Flusha sees the Tracer, gonna go for the spam. Xyp9x is playing a dangerous game, almost taken out through the smoke, and I don't know if Astralis would have been able to recover from that. He's fallen away. 3 players at top mid. JW in the underpass is gonna force Device back. He's out of nades. Xyp9x still challenging, but again, almost getting caught. There's 2 players here now. Great damage on a JW and Lekro, though.
Yeah, they're playing a mind game, though. That was actually very smart. Sip goes up to shoot under the window so that they hide the fact that Dupree is there. He's still going to go down, but you saw the mind game attempt there for Astralis. They wanted to pretend that that was just one person, and then, in fact, it would have been 2. If the rest of Fnatic hadn't shown up, I think they would have got the kill on Flusher, no problem.
Yeah, well, in this instance, the brawn is more powerful than the brain, and JW not going to be able to drop Device, but it is going to be another round for Fnatic, and Device and Mages have to get away with these guns, but it's not to be for one of them. It's going to be 7-12.
1 versus 3. And they can't even get close enough to catch him. That's a bit unfortunate. It'd be nice to steal the rifle away as the rest of Astralis are out of money. Fnatic going to be on 12 rounds. We might get our wish, Moses. I don't want to jinx it, but
yeah, don't jinx it just yet. We've seen some wild things. Ooh, that was good. He had Zonic this time.
Yeah, coming out of the I mean, he would be he'd be a little bit worried right now, I think. I think you can tell what's cooking at the moment. 5-round lead for the Swedish side, and on Inferno, I mean, that would be a really interesting game to see.
Would be beautiful. Would be great. Device going to drop the smoke down, and they want a lot of these. Oh, good return from Magisk. All the damage was coming from Flusha, but he steps right back into it, and that's a great advantage. When will they hit the time? They're going to come through. Magisk with another one. That's JW coming from Palace, and all that's left. Fnatic has no other options. They might as well just go for this. Device somehow survives, goes for the reload. Golden gets him, but Magisk hiding in the site might just be the checkmate. They can distract enough, but no, they're all falling. 3-on-3.
Man, Golden is hitting some excellent shots at the moment, and Lekro too. Headshot there on top of the stairs, and now they're gonna fall back. Plenty of time. I thought that looked like a round that they were suddenly gonna sort of win Astralis for no good reason, but doesn't seem like it. Sip and Dupree hiding on one side. Sip gonna be here at the underpass, and well, oh, he gets 1 kill. They're coming for him a bit more. He actually hits the shot going around the corner. Golden down to 23, but they can't stop the bomb plant.
No, they can't. We'll see what the response is afterwards, though.
Oh, they're taking some time.
Yeah, they really are. Everyone's getting a position from the Astralis side of things. And actually, oh my god, Golden, low HP, almost had to hit that shot. It's a stunner, and Xyp9x, clutch master. This would be huge for him. Lekr0's gonna get the bomb planted. They know where he is. He swings out, and Golden's got one more piece of responsibility. He needs to find Xyp9x, and he's inside the smoke. Xyp9x reads it, though. He reads the play again and again. Xyp9x is gonna do it one more time.
That's so good. The triple coming through. I mean, just watching that smoke, if he's not in there, then you've wasted an enormous amount of time. What if he was behind the truck instead? Or just hiding by the bench? Really well done. 12-8. And Astralis bring around back that didn't seem very likely after that swap towards the B bomb side. Looked like they were going to be way out of position. Now, at least they can still buy on the Fnatic team, although this is almost all of their bank spent. Same for Astralis, though. 12-8. Just a 4-round gap. Device is back with that AWP. That was a real problem on Overpass, wasn't it?
Yeah, it really was. He was able to just absolutely batter them every step of the way, especially on the CT side. We'll see if they can counter it here. It looks like they're much more prepared on this T side, to be fair. Slight hiccup in their idea, though, as Astralis somehow managed to win that previous round. Glaive at top connector. That is a phenomenal shot from Crims. Magus can't even get a chance to respond, and Glaive is able to almost find the equalizer.
They heard the noise of him running back, and they don't check the corner. You saw how Glaive just jumped to the other side.
Yeah.
The audio cue there, they interpreted as him running into the A-bomb side, so they think, all right, great, we've got connector control, and they lose 2. That's devastating, and now the bomb is down. Flusha getting dropped by Device. Crims and Golden. 2 versus 4. How do you get back?
It's got to be Golden to create something, because the AWP is zoned in on Crims. That smoke will help, but hopefully flushes someone out of position. Xyp9x on catwalk, though, is going to be ready. That's a great frag from Golden. Low HP player. They can still claw themselves back into it if he can find Dupree. The problem is, what does Crims do throughout all of this? Device with that AWP. Far back towards CT spawn, still hasn't made his move. 20 seconds left on the clock, and the bomb is just not picked up, but you cannot go back towards B. You have to attack here.
Yeah, Sip holding far back. Oh, he's going to pick out the timing. He's been around this corner for the whole time. He just knew, somehow he just knew that was going to be the time for it. And now Crims, 9 seconds. Surely no way at all. Device will take him down. That will bring another round on Astralis' side here. 9-12 as we move into round number 22 here. We'll see. That is the end of the line for Fnatic's economy, at least for the moment. Bomb plant wouldn't even have made a difference.
If you're a Fnatic as well, now you've got to start feeling worried, because Astralis has a chance to close the gap, and not only that, the AWP is out for Device. You've been able to like kind of keep that away from him as much as humanly possible, but I mean, you remember what he did to you. You're having PTSD and flashbacks at this point from Overpass, and moving forward into the gun rounds, that's going to be your primary worry. Your primary decision on what strategy you run is how to either avoid or eliminate the AWP.
Good little adjustment for Dupree in the middle of that burst. And yeah, some damage here would be good though. Dupree having a bit of a shooting gallery going on in the middle, and that's Xyp9x taking down Flusha. So nobody going down on Astralis side, which is obviously a problem. If you're Fnatic, you want to make sure you could keep the economy low. They're not going to be able to that round. And now the gap has shrunk. They had a 5-round lead, Fnatic, not that long ago, and now we're 2 rounds behind. Who's going to bring them back? I mean, Golden's at 23 kills. Somebody should help him out.
Yeah, very impressive. Anyone at this point, right? Crims down at 11 is a worrying sign for Fnatic. He's had a great tournament thus far. He was one of those players in the top 8. Next to the 5 members of Astralis, but certainly not showing why so far in this game. It's going to be a phenomenal time for Flusha, JW, anybody to join Golden. Almost looking like a pinch towards the A-bomb site, but mid-control, at least in the boost up in towards window room, and this is well-timed. There's no one here from Astralis. So JW all of a sudden in a very dangerous position if you're Astralis.
Could have been a nice find if you could get Glaive for free, shooting through the smoke. They've got a lot of control, and especially with JW being boosted into the window, this is the kind of position that one good piece of timing and that's it. Oh no! What happened?
Oh, he's so frustrated. You saw it in the face cam as he leaned back as well. Glaive. I mean, this Astralis team, you even saw Magisk rotating through CT spawn to keep his eye on the murder hole. They're just so aware of what plays are available to Fnatic at all times. Glaive not being caught without checking his 6. What's really left here? I mean, the tough part now for Fnatic, look at the utility. They don't really have nades to make it anywhere. They have to just kind of depend upon a B hit, throw a Molotov towards the van, 1 flashbang, 2 flashbangs to go over, and just hope something happens. There's the first device. I think he got the leg on Electro, and he's going to lead the way. Sprayed down by Zipnix, a double. He's holding the bomb site, and he's got them all. Device to clean up the final. 1 set closer for Astralis.
Yeah, the Cyborg is back in that B-bomb site. Had one little mistake, and then...
One little glitch, reset the system.
Yeah, just recalibrated everything, you know. 17 kills on him, 17 on Glaive, and then the rest are not that far behind either. 12-11, and Fnatic starting to feel the pressure all of a sudden. Feeling that third map slipping away.
I mean, if anyone has felt pressure in their day, it's this core of Fnatic, so certainly they can bounce back, and still... They always have that enigmatic magic round to pull out. We'll see. They have the Deagle, the P250, the CZs this time around. Golden's got some utility. Only 2 players with nades, 3 flashes, 2 smokes, and a Molotov, so an obvious plan coming out. Everyone facing towards the A bomb site. So I'm assuming it's the plan is throw the utility, get into the site, get the plant down, see what happens from there. The full losing bonus will be in their favor in the next round. If they're not to win this.
Oh, this might actually be perfect. 3 men out of the apartments right now. If they don't get shut down by Device, if he doesn't get a flick on one of them, then Glaive is going to be completely overrun. This could be very good. Device just waiting right now, but look at Glaive. He's going to get 1 kill. Oh, they should be coming from him. There's Crims. Device has gone down to JW, and Megis can't get the double spray. It's still a 2-on-2, and the bomb, it is going to be planted. Dupree, very quick here to try and lock them down behind the boxes so that they can't get out. Him and Sip both coming in from the same angle. JW, now would be a time to put that AWP to good use. We haven't really seen it all that much yet, and now he's alone. A lot of pressure on him. Flashbang going in, he misses the chance, and Sip will win the round yet again. Yeah, the frustration absolutely building now for the Swedish side. Tied scoreline at 12-12.
You can see it, though. You can see kind of the idea and how dangerous that can be. Even with JW ignoring Glaive, he gets a double kill. Device goes down. The AWP in JW's hands. You know it can cause damage.
Yeah, I'm almost shocked that nobody checked for Glaive, right?
I mean, you put Crims and JW in a post-plant 2-on-2 in that scenario. Like, you know, they're going to win those a pretty decent amount as well. So the element of danger was there. Made out. Actually, that might do great damage. Not too good, but not bad at all. Glaive at the corner. JW reads it. Quick shot. Man advantage for Fnatic, and boy, could they use it in the round 25.
Yeah, you've reached a point now where, oh, well, I mean, that's just...
What can you say about that one?
Out of all the ways they could have been equalized, that just feels like the one where you just don't even have a say in it. They need to win this round because Astralis' economy is really looking strong at the moment. It's starting to get to that level where they can just sort of buy a little bit too much. Fnatic, on the other hand, would be... Well, they have the round loss bonus, so they're just going to buy anyway, but...
Yeah, and especially if they can get any kind of plant, which would also, if you're getting plants on the T side, you imagine you're getting at least those 3 kills. You can start grinding down the money. Magisk is going to be close towards A ramp. That's a nice pick from Device. Golden goes a little bit too soon, and now he's actually rotating to CT spawn. Magisk is going to be all alone here. This could be deadly, but he spots the shadow, almost a double. And Crims now still hasn't made his move. He doesn't want to peek towards CT spawn. He doesn't want to expose himself to the AWP, and that's why Flashbang from Flusha misses its mark, and Device now starts to take over.
Yeah, now it's Flusha 1 versus 3. He's only got the 1 kill spraying on through. 30 seconds left. They're not giving him any chances. That grenade is perfect. Even I could have got that kill, Moses, if I'm set up. If I just have the entire Astralis team set up for flashbangs, it's good. 13-12. They've overtaken the game once again. They're back in the lead. 6
straight for Astralis. And I mean, you have to say it kind of mirrors the first half as well, where Fnatic went on their own 6-round tear to take a commanding lead on the CT side. It's now 8-2 in the second half in the favor of Astralis. Not entirely sure what the answer is as well for Fnatic. This is the problem. If you're going to if you're going to allow your players to make their own decisions and have the freedom to make their individual plays, you need them performing. And at the moment, it's still just Golden. JW is not too far behind, but outside of that, you're not getting the typical Flusha and Crims plays in the mid-round to really crack things open for Fnatic. And Astralis, you can see when you get them in open spaces, when you get them with all their utility and the AWP on device, their use of utility is so effective.
To try and figure out what Fnatic want to do. Instead, they go for a double push into the underpass. So that must be very frustrating, just as they're trying to sort of, solve the puzzle and figure out where the weakness is. They now are weirdly trying to defend against all the aggression here, and C-set 75s, it's not looking good.
I'm amazed that Fnatic didn't make their move quicker. When you know Astralis is pushed into those B halls and you have 3 players over towards A, the rotation, the reinforcements are so far away, you could have maybe found something, gotten into the bomb site before they can get back. Regardless, it's all over in this round. It's going to be 14th for Astralis. This is a dominating stretch, although JW with the kill, and Glaive not able to double up, but he does transfer over onto Golden. Well, Anders, ooh, okay, Golden. I was about to start building that up.
Yeah, you were getting ready?
Yeah, it didn't work out. Nice nade. Here it is, though. 12-14, one of the last chances Fnatic is going to have if they want to force a third map. Otherwise, it's Astralis to eliminate them and to make it into the grand finals. The AWP is on JW. They have all the AKs, all the utility they could need. And they have to shut down this Astralis defense. They haven't been able to do it for 7 rounds.
Not much damage with the grenade, so they're going to push up behind. Device will get 1 kill there, taking down Flusha almost immediately. This is going to be a problem now. A lot of damage returned on Glaive and a little bit on Dupree. JW at least got into the corner, so you can make many plays around having someone in this ladder room if you just have the time, and they do.
A little bit more difficult when it's the AWPer. I mean, although it is JW, you can do things with the AWP that most people only dream about, but still going to be limited in some of his effectiveness. Although this shot here, if he can pick off the timing device, he just missed it. For Fnatic, it's what do you do from here? There might be an opening at this A bomb set. Astralis has actually rotated away and given it up, but that's a huge kill for Magisk. Glaive's still in the bomb sway, but they don't... That death of Golden doesn't actually give Fnatic anything. They haven't moved forward. They haven't gained control. They haven't gotten closer to the site. They've just lost a teammate.
And no one's peeked JW. They've thrown grenades in there to sort of like maybe they would boost and someone would go and check it. They just don't care, Astralis.
At a certain point, Astralis, I imagine, once they give up control, they just say no one mess with window room anymore. Zipnik's going to use that pillar perfectly. Nice trade. Last-ditch effort towards this B bomb site. Do they know Dupree is here?
This is falling apart very quickly. Dupree going to go in, try and get the peak. He stops the bomb from going down, and Magisk will close out the round 15-12. It is match point in favor of Astralis here. 1 round away from making the grand finals, and Fnatic, they fought so unbelievably hard to get into this position, but the steam has run all out. Like they've run out of energy in the last couple of rounds. How many rounds in a row has it been now?
It's been 8 rounds straight for Astralis on this CT side. This is, and I'll tell you what, they're a completely different looking team when Device gets this AWP. Fnatic has had no answer for Device no matter where he's been, and he's been very, very mobile.
Yeah, this is out of control. If it happens, if they make it through, if they get 1 more round, then watching Device versus Simple certainly is going to be...
Can't argue against that, can you?
No, that's going to be a real collision to watch. 28th round here. Dupree's picked up another AWP in Fnatic. 3 rounds in a row. Get into that overtime. I feel like they fought so hard. They poured their hearts and souls into this game and just need a little bit more. Sip gonna try and be a little bit aggressive, pushing up against Crims on the other side, and he's completely flashed. Oh my god, that was a team flash coming in from a Dupree behind him. That was very well set up.
That was great. Nice little trick for Astralis to throw in, just as if they needed to tilt Crims a little bit more down the stretch of this game. He's out of the fight in this last round. Got to be frustrated about that. Look at this position from JW, though. This is God tier. How the hell has he gotten here? Might be a free kill.
No.
No, he surely does it. How has he read that? Glaive, you are a master.
If you're JW and that happens, you think, okay, well, I mean, if that's not going to work, then nothing will. Dupree will take down Flusher. And now it's Lekro and Golden. 2 more kills for Astralis to make it into the grand finals against Na'Vi. They're at the edge, and you could bet you Fnatic know it. The pressure is mounting. Sip is going to be taking down Lekro, and now Golden, 1 versus 5. He's got the bomb, but that is also maybe the only positive thing we can say right now. 35 seconds. He was almost absent on the first map, but he's really played well here, and it's not going to be enough. He's going to get 1 kill. Astralis in the grand finals against Na'Vi, 16-12, as they take down Fnatic in 2 maps. Top of the scoreboard, Golden with 26 kills, then it's Sip at 23, Glaive at 23. I don't know what to say.
I mean, you have to. It's almost heartbreaking for Fnatic in the sense of what we saw, that immaculate comeback in the first half, but then just running out of steam. Astralis has too many options, too many answers to everything thrown at them, and Device is still hitting such a good level that it's so difficult to flush him out of his spots.
Yeah, they never found an answer. You're right, he's everywhere with that AWP. And once Sip got up and running on that B-bomb side, you lose the option to try and go there. You're always going to be shut down.
Listen, we said it. As soon as he had that 1 mistake early on in the half, it's like, thank God you capitalized on that one, because you're not going to get many. And obviously from there on, he locked it down. A great clutch later on, and the great 1-on-2. This is a Astralis team that's hitting all cylinders at the right moment in this tournament.
Yeah, a grotesque performance coming out of them in the semi-finals. The grand finals are obviously going to be super explosive. I can't wait for
love
that.
it. That's going to be so cool.
Yeah.
Between Simple Electronic, Device with the AWP, and it's going to be great.
Yeah, it's going to be coming up right after this. So we're going to bring in the desk, obviously, to chat with us a little bit. I'm sure the guys, I mean, they were kind of predicting it. They saw it coming that it was going to be a good moment for Astralis, but we'll see. Did it live up to your expectations? Are you guys happy about that second map?
I can't complain. That first, what was it, 10 rounds of a complete lock. No one could get 2 rounds consecutively. And I was just wondering, you know, how on earth do Astralis bounce back? Because finally, Fnatic got more than 1. They started to string stuff together, and it started to look like the Swedes were going to be taking us to a third. I thought Inferno was on the cards, Sean.
Yeah, I thought the same thing, actually, going into that second half. It looked shaky for Astralis. Like I said, I don't think their Mirages where it should be. But Glaive, I thought, stepped up in huge key moments, actually, in that second half, getting a lot of, like, he got the double killing connector, he got a kill on the guy, boosted window the following round. And those were massive rounds for the economy of Astralis, and they needed him to pull through on those rounds.
Yanko, the stat before, you get listed off all the Astralis players. Wasn't Glaive's multi-kills?
Yeah, he was 3rd in the tournament with it, so he kept on the same pace here against Fnatic. And I agree with Sean, you look at the way that Mirage was going, that was the way Fnatic wanted it to go. That's how they need the game to go for them to have a chance in it, make it messy, make it a lot about force buys, not pure gun rounds. And you thought after they managed to take control of the economy on Mirage in the first half and finish strong, that they would be able to close it out in the second, but Astralis was just too good.
Too damn good. It's not without their highlight moments and highlight rounds from Fnatic, but Overpass in particular was just a bit of a clinic. We didn't get to see Fnatic find any avenues into that one, Sean. What made that Overpass so overbearing for Fnatic?
Yeah, there's just so many things Astralis does really well on Overpass.
Favorite 3?
Yeah, you can just literally see how they take short B water control whenever A defaults are going on. They pop flash, clear it on CT side. On T side, you know, when they're flowing between bomb sites, they don't rush up the sandbag entrance on the B bomb site. They actually go around through the monster entrance, which is good because you have everything in front of you. You know, when you come out, you can take specific battles at certain angles. And it's a lot more consistent method of taking the B bomb site. And you'll see a lot of less than tier 1 teams actually probably make that mistake. So Astralis is so strong in so many different areas on Overpass. I don't know who could beat him on it.
You know what's crazy is that we have players like Device, like Magisk, like Dupree, like Zitnix in that roster, and yet it's the in-game leader, Mr. Glaive, who's leading in ADR and even close to the top of the scoreboard with frags. Device just pipping him at the post there and a slightly less ADR. 2 of them closing in on that 100 mark.
It's rather impressive. Not only are Astralis, you know, playing very well as a team, it's also Glaive as the in-game leader can frag tremendously, right? You're wondering, okay, if they're playing so well as a team, maybe he's doing a lot of micromanaging, has to focus a lot on their game, but instead he has a lot of freedom really to focus on his own individual play, and that's been great to see.
Yeah, and it's actually great that we can continue to have these player interviews. We do have one of your grand finalists, Magisk, standing by with us. Dude, you're in the grand final. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Wow, I mean, so many questions from the analysts. We're loving watching you play. These guys are nerding out about all of your strategies. First question for me, though, is actually just going to be, how was that semi-final for you guys as a team? You've been kind of enjoying having a real strategic approach, being drilled. Did it feel as comfortable as it has in the past?
I think we had a pretty good game plan, so we kind of focused on what maps we wanted to play against them, and I think we predicted the veto from the beginning almost. And after talking through overpass, we knew that one of the things that Fnatic do on the CT side is just JW playing in underground in every round. So we kind of just knew that from the beginning, and we used that against them.
Overpass was destruction. Sean, you got any questions?
Yeah, I'm kind of just like a more broad question. First of all, congrats on making it to the finals.
Thank you.
But my question is what do you feel is different about Astralis than your prior teams you've been on? You know, you've been on some heavy hitters, but Astralis is one of the best teams in the world when it comes to preparation and entering maps with a lot of different looks. What can you say about the style?
I think it's very different because in Astralis, there's so many good players, first of all, but I also think they're so experienced that in these matches they don't crumble, which I felt in our previous teams, that once we got into the playoffs, it was either me or someone else who had to do the hard work, and if that didn't happen, we would never win a tournament. It
must be a nice feeling just to know that you can play, say, an average game and still be able to walk into the grand finals.
Yeah, I played like shit today. No, I'm sorry. Sorry about that one.
Talking about your game a little bit more, you know, you were known, especially on a map like Overpass, for your aggression on the CT side and all of that stuff, pushing mid almost every single gun round. It's obvious that here in Astralis, there's more balance to your game as well. How do you feel now that you have these, you know, different scenarios in rounds where sometimes you actually have to play very passive because that's what's best for the team?
Yeah, I'm playing A with Device now, which is like one of the best overpass in the world right now, and really good on overpass as well. So we're trying to find a mix between being aggressive, which I really like, and playing a bit more passive that kind of suits him and positioning well with him. So we try to do different setups and then just play on feeling, and yeah.
And just the final, more generic question from me anyway, I'm sure I don't know if these guys have anything else, but just integrating yourself into Astralis. This was such an awesome career move for you, of course, moving into, you know, there's a professional approach to the organization and picking up the mouse and keyboard in what seems to be more of an office environment. My question is, how did it feel for you moving into that environment? Did you fit in quite quickly? Did it take some time to really understand how they wanted to approach the game?
I think it was pretty easy, especially because we had some meetings before I joined up with the team, and we talked about how I wanted to play the game and how they wanted to play the game, and that's why they chose me. And after that, it was just like we focused on playing basic CS in the beginning, and from there on, we just like simply put more stretch into every map, and we worked slowly, but with great progress. So we took it slow from the beginning instead of just putting like every strategy they had on every map. I had to learn that from the beginning, but like from the beginning and just slowly building it up.
Yes, and you are playing versus Na'Vi next, so I'll let you go ahead and take your break. You much deserved break. Na'Vi/Simple you'll be playing against in that grand final today, so good luck. Yeah. Oh, I like it. Confidence from Magisk. And they indeed are going to be playing that grand final today, so don't panic. You get to see more from Astralis if you enjoyed what you saw. And what you saw is about to be broken down a little more. I'm a poet, and I didn't know it. Yanko, what have you got on the drawing board?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of stuff to choose from, but I picked an eco anti-force buy round, really Fnatic on a half buy, pistols and armor to show how much attention to detail really Astralis puts. So you have the two early incendiaries to fight off any B rush. Now Zipex is just, you know, jumping here for info. Golden is the only one with the AK, and he spots him, spams a little bit. Nade comes in from Glaive, and immediately there's only a second. Dupree and Exhibits are grouping up, they're going to clear water, and it's not them just doing it alone, it's Glaive pop flashing for them. So that's going to play out perfectly for them, and this is an example of a lot of teams, a lot of players, knowing that they're against Pistols, would try maybe to do this by themselves, or maybe they would just peek together, but there wouldn't be a flash. But with Astralis, really, there's nothing left to chance, and there's hundreds of these situations over the course of a tournament, or a dozen over the course of a map or a series, and if you have the same approach to all of them, you make much fewer mistakes.
That's crazy to me. I mean, that looks like a choreographed move. That looks like a pre-planned, let's take water. Glaive literally had his flashbang out as soon as Zipnix made the call. Like these are little
something
moves
that you don't even notice is Glaive actually rotates towards Monster because Zip leaves and goes in water, so he mollies Monster, so that way, if the T's did react and came out Monster, they would have to run through a Molotov. There's just so many layers, like everything that they do.
God, they're spinning like 19 plates at once and trying to keep them all going. It's incredible. Wow, we get to see more of that, and that is exciting. And actually, we do need to let everyone know here in the Dom, and of course you guys at home, that with the grand final coming up, the players need to catch their breath. And so there is a mandatory 45 minutes. We're going to be going ahead and taking an extended break, because when we come back, we're going to be talking all about Astralis, more about this semi-final, and of course, that grand final. Na'Vi versus Astralis here at the CORSAIR DreamHack Masters Marseille, coming up after this.
Place your bets at gg.bet. Most popular